Today we're announcing Apple Music, the next chapter in music, and I know you are going to love it. It will change the way that you experience music forever.
That was Apple CEO Tim Cook revealing details of the highly anticipated streaming service Apple Music. Apple's iTunes first changed the way people bought their favorite songs. Now the company is looking to shake up the streaming music industry. Financial Times global media editor Matthew Garrahan is with us now via Skype. Thanks for being with us, Matthew. So what exactly is Apple Music?
So Apple Music is a complete revamp of the way Apple is going to distribute music and the way its users will listen to music, partly in response to Spotify, which has been a really big success. People now stream music. They don't own it anymore. They subscribe to it. They listen to it as much as they want. They pay a fixed monthly fee. And rather than filling up space on your phone or on your PC, you're going to be able to stream music via an Apple service too and listen to pretty much whatever you want anywhere in the world at any time.
So you mentioned Spotify. How will Apple Music measure up against other services like Spotify's? We've just seen Jay-Z's service somewhat fizzle. What reason do we have to believe this one won't?
Well, you're right. Jay-Z's service did fizzle despite a kind of big all-star launch with Madonna and Rihanna. Spotify is better placed. It has 15 million paying customers, 45 million people using its free tier. But think about Apple for a second. Apple has hundreds of millions of people using iTunes. It has the details of credit card details of hundreds of millions of people, and this new service is going to be included as part of an iOS update. So whenever you upgrade your phone to the new operating system, iOS 9, you're going to get this service on there. You'll get it free for 3 months. So they potentially have a Spotify killer right here that can blow everything else out of the water.
So is that really the motivation then in entering streaming?
I think the motivation is to go where the listeners are. Apple's big motivation is to sell hardware. It's to sell iPhones and iPads and Apple Watches, and music is a great way to do that. They can use music as a loss leader. They don't even need to make money on it, but they can build the world's biggest music service to sell more devices. That's really their goal, and it's what's helped them become the biggest company in the world.
And Matt, if you could just walk us through some of the details here again. How much is this going to cost? Is there going to be exclusive content? What musicians have gotten involved so far? And also, what platforms are we talking about here? Because an interesting development on that front. Yeah,
so they've launched a global radio service with DJs, effectively. They're going to try and reinvent radio. I mean, internet radio exists currently with Pandora, but they're going to have real people curating shows, interviewing artists, presenting shows. Zane Lowe, who's a big BBC DJ, is going to be fronting a show, I think, from Los Angeles. They have Connect, which is a new sharing platform. So there will be free content on there, much like with a service like SoundCloud. So they have a SoundCloud killer too. And then, as I said, 3 months of free music, and then $9.99 a month after that. So a cost which is exactly the same as Spotify, but they're also doing a family pack, so 6 people can subscribe, up to 6 people can subscribe for $14.99 a month. So it's a really competitive price. They're going to have all the music that you can get everywhere else, and this can be packaged within devices and sold through devices that most of us use and most of us have. So it's a pretty big, impressive launch.
So, Matt, Apple first shook up the industry with the launch of iTunes, but now competing services have had time to establish those loyal bases. How is Apple looking to draw users away?
Well, just bear in mind how many Apple devices are out there. I mean, we have hundreds of millions of iPhones, iPads. People are used to the Apple ecosystem with iTunes. They've been paying Apple for the last decade for music. So that's a massive advantage over the likes of Spotify. And when this operating system upgrade happens, every connected Apple device, your iPhone or your iPad, will get the have a way into this new music service, and you'll be able to try it for free. So that's hundreds of millions of potential customers. So they're going to draw people in that way, and I think it could be pretty powerful and really effective.
So what would the measure be here for Apple in terms of a goal? Some have cited a goal of 100 million subscribers.
Yeah, that's pretty ambitious. I mean, you think about Spotify only has 15 million people paying for music. But then look at a service like Netflix, which is video and film and television. They have close to, I think, 60 million around the world. So 100 million for music with Apple. It's the most powerful platform in the world, pretty much. It's the most powerful tech company out there. Not altogether unrealistic, but I think 100 million might be a bit beyond them, at least in the first year or so.
And what other announcements did Apple reveal at today's conference?
They launched a new packaging for news. So Newsstand, which is the way you can buy online news publications like the New York Times, the New Yorker, or the Guardian, the Financial Times. That's going to be folded into a new app called News, which will look a lot like Flipboard. So again, it's another startup which Apple is going to use its power and its clout to crush effectively. I mean, I mentioned SoundCloud before, but news could be a new way of looking at the news, and they're going to split the revenues of that with newspapers like the New York Times and others who sign up.
It'll be interesting to see how that works out. Matt Garrahan with the Financial Times. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.